Hey, my friends, so this is down here by the Corniche, and you can see there's people out there swimming and doing all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of rocks in this section. There's other places like this is free, open to the public, between like $10 to $30 a person if you want to go to like a private beach, and so you can do that. It's pretty fun. I mean, I've never done it just because I was in school and here on loans, but I mean, if you have the money and you want to go for like a little bit better experience. A lot of people though, they say if you really want to get out of Beirut, it's a little bit better swimming and better beaches. So maybe go up to Byblos, or they say that actually in the south, so Tyre, Sidon, and some of those places are a little bit better water quality. People are definitely concerned about kind of the water pollution. And I mean, I guess these folks, they're cool with it, but you know, I know other people definitely like have some reservations. So anyway, okay, my friends, so one of the must-do things if you come to Beirut, especially if the weather is nice, is go to the Corniche. There's a cool place if you ask any taxi driver to take you to AUB Seaside or AUB Lower Gates, they'll know what you mean. And there's this company to the west of the campus gates. It's called Beirut by Bike, and you can go there and you can rent bikes. And if you don't feel like walking a long ways, or you want to see more things, you can ride to the west and then it'll curve south, and you can go up to Rocher Rocks, which I'll throw a picture of that in. And it's a pretty place, especially I think they put like a huge Christmas tree on the main rock, and so you can see it. There's also a little hike down that you can do. Anyway, back to the Corniche, this area, you can get bikes, you can walk along, and I'll definitely suggest going and just stopping at like this little, it's probably like my favorite Starbucks in the whole world. Okay, so this is one of the like sickest Starbucks I've ever been to. It's right here across from the beach. We were just walking, it's like maybe 30 seconds walk from where we just were, watching all those people swim. So on the other side of this island, it's, you know, everyone's walking and doing their thing, as you can see. So you can just stop in here. I mean, it's great. It's air conditioned. It's usually super cold inside. I mean, literally, like, there's a gap in the trees. You look across and you can just see the Mediterranean. You can see everybody. You know, it's elevated a little bit, like 6 or 7 steps. So you just sit up there, you just check it out. This is one of the beautiful places in Lebanon, Rocher Rocks, just outside of Hamra in Beirut, on the northwest kind of corner of the city. It's really beautiful. There's a lot of little trails, but just be careful because the cliffs are exposed, you can see, and they're really serious cliffs. But if you can manage it, it's really beautiful. There's people here in heels, or like, I'm totally impressed, but yeah, it's wonderful. You can come right down to the water. There's boats. Maybe there's boat rides. I don't know who these guys are. I'm gonna try to throw some, wow. I'm gonna try to throw some like websites as far as boat tours and things like that, but this is like so gorgeous. Man, totally, if you can do it, if your kids or whatever will listen and not be reckless and dangerous, it's totally worth it. Also, it's not trespassing. They just cleared a lot of the brush, and there's paths, like kind of improvised path, so it's totally fine walking down. It's just, you know, whatever you want. You can bring like tea or water or drinks, so it's really great. It's super great. Here outside of the American University of Beirut, we're on Bliss Street. The street was named after Daniel Bliss, and he was one of the founders. Of course, there's a lot of people that got involved in the whole action, but you can see Beirut has all kinds of stuff like, what's up, man? What's up? McDonald's. You got guys that know English. I mean, of course, it's an English-speaking university. Not far from here is one of the hospitals, AUBMC. And so I know a lot of people are worried about, you know, healthcare and stuff like that. If you come to Beirut, that seems to kind of be like the best, one of the better hospitals. So the other thing you can see is like a lot of the signs here, they're in Arabic. It's maybe like the more European. Saw a lot of signs like this in German. Really, like a probably translate that, but I'm not gonna take the time. The other thing, you know, if you like cats, man, the kitatun are everywhere here. So you can see them in the background there. They're just everywhere. So it's really funny. I never pet them. I mean, one, I'm allergic, but I just think there's like huge health concerns. But like, look at this down the road. Look at all those cats. The lady's like feeding them. So people love them, but anyway. One of the things I was gonna say before is that guy was shouting at us. I don't know if you got to hear him. He said, "What's up, Lebanon?" So, you know, it's a fun place to come. If you know a little bit of Arabic, it's fine because it's a great place you can practice. You can practice in the taxis, and you'll see these like taxis are everywhere, especially right now. Charlie taxi, got another guy. Anyone with like these green lights. You can tell it's a taxi if you see that they have the red license plate. So that's basically one thing to look for. Don't get in a cab if they have a white license plate. That's a nice tip. But you know, there's people from everywhere really here. It's an interesting mix of Christians, of Muslims. There's a big Armenian community here. There's a big Orthodox Christian community, as you call the Maronites, which is big here as well. So, I mean, that's fun, that's cool. So let's go up here. I want to show you guys this coffee shop. So when I came to Lebanon, I spent most of my time in the part called Hamra. It means red. And so it's also pretty much on the north end of the city. It's near the coast on two sides, to the north and also to the west. Anyways, if you get a hotel here, you can spend a ton of money. If you kind of go to one of those corporate ones, you can spend like $400 or $500 a night. But you can also find a place for like $50 a night that's nice. You know, it's clean, the laundry, there's room service, you know, shower, tile floors, flat screen TV, internet, all that kind of stuff. If you do happen to come up here, there's this place that everybody loves coffee in Lebanon. I mean, not everybody, of course, but they have a huge coffee culture. I like that. I'm a big coffee drinker. There's this place called Cafe Yunus. They have two of them in this part of the city, and actually they have another one at the hospital. But it's a great little spot. If you have a chance and you like coffee, you know, you can get the Turkish coffee, you get the Italian espresso. They have all kinds of places like this. So I'll swing around here, show you guys the sign, but it's a local place. It looks like it was started in 1935. This is it right here. Cool little spot. Cafe Yunus. Yeah, you can see it there. So it's pretty fun place. You just go in, you get some sandwiches. They have, if you want to get like a little Lebanese sandwich, they have this halloumi sandwich. It's this like kind of cheese. I don't know, it's good, it's nice. So in Hamra, I mean, they have a lot of normal shops. You know, they have like Nike, Adidas, they have Caribou Coffee, they have Starbucks. Like just normal stuff. They have some bars. I'll try to throw some pictures of that as well, like I said. Other places you can go, you can get Kentucky Fried Chicken, McDonald's. You can get Italian little places. And so most of the sandwiches are going to be like, you know, $6, like 9,000 lira or less. If you sit down and get a waiter. Okay, my friends, so now we're in downtown Beirut, and it's, you know, super fun. It's like a restaurant. There's this little cafe you can see behind me with the little white chairs, the veranda. They have like a lot of boutiques, and it's really like a shopping / business district. So if you want to come down here, they have a lot of French firms. I just saw like a Haviland shop. So they have, Plum was down here. I saw Versace collection was down here. You know, they have Mont Blanc and just all these other, it's basically just like high-end luxury goods for people that, I mean, have the ability to spend that kind of money. Also, it's really fun, even if you don't want to spend a lot, to come down here and see the architecture. You can see there's like a lot of cool designs on the windows, a lot of glass, a lot of like stone, and it's really fun, you know? A lot of people driving, I don't know, Mercedes, Porsches, all kinds of stuff. In a second, it's my friend's birthday, so we're gonna roll over. I'll meet you at the souks. Souks is just traditionally meant like market. And so it's just fun to come and kind of get lost down here and walk around. There's also like these police guys, and I wouldn't worry about that. Like they're just basically like do the best to protect like the important financial districts, as well as maybe you'll see them if you like go through a part of town. Oh, if there's English speakers and you're looking to go to church in Beirut. There's this English-speaking church that meets at Haigazian University. So I don't know, just Google it the best you can. It's Armenian. They have a seminary there. It all meets, but you can check it out. Those guys are called, what are they called? Cedars Church. So, okay, we'll see at the souk. A few steps away to the souks. You can just see it's just like an indoor shopping area. It's super nice. It's pretty chill. They have, I don't know, not really the shopper to be quite honest, but they have like Gap. They got kids, Jack Jones, all kinds of like French designers that I'm not really familiar with, but it's fun. They have a cinema here so you can catch a movie. They have, I don't know, like Lebanese places, of course, coffee shops, just places to hang out, you know? They have a little play area for the kids, Virgin Megastore. I don't know how Virgin Megastore is in business either. Like, no one buys CDs anymore. That was their whole business, so what do they do now? This place, they have shawarma, salads, desserts, normal stuff. It's pretty cool. Oh, the kids are like painting, all kinds of shops, you know, like I said, I'm not the shopper, so I'm kind of in and out. I just like to see what all the people are up to. Turkish coffee, the styles, right? It's always interesting the way that people dress too. A lot of English, a lot of Arabic, as expected. So this is the Cinema City. So you can come up here. I think we're gonna go see, I actually don't want to go see this movie very badly, but it'll be fun. It's not always your pick, you know, so. Oh, the kids area. And then I probably got to go meet my friend. Yalla, yalla. Kebabji Grill, that's pretty good. Roaster's Diner, Zatra Wazait. See, it's all those places I told you guys about. Kebabji, it's like these kebabs, yeah? So they have hammocks and like things like this that you can just chill out in. They have a toy store. Oh, they have a carousel. Oh, they have this huge mosque over here. I'll have to show you that to you. Okay, so all like in the same like plaza, there's this big mosque, Masjid al-Majidia. And they have on this little side, little cafes. They have this big art statue thing. And then this is really interesting. They're still working on it, but look at this. I guess it's gonna be like a shopping area. All right, hey my friends, so today I'm at the ABC Mall, the ABC Mall in Ashrafi. It's, you know, it's great. They have outdoor seating, it's an open air market. So if you come in the winter, bring a jacket. But you know, the shops are air conditioned, the outside mall is not. They have movie theaters here, they have cafes, they have all these French outlet stores, lots of fashion, all kinds of stuff. They have Lush, they have a bunch of, like I said, European brands, all kinds of clothing stores. And so you could come here if this is kind of your idea of a good day. They have Casper and Gambini's, they have little cafes, you can get sandwiches. They also have all those restaurants I talked about before, Roadsters, Zatra Wazait. We're in Junior. Justice, do you want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi, this is my friend Justice. He's scoring better than me in Master of Finance. I'm very happy for him. Bravo.
I'm happy for you too.
Bravo, Alec. So, we're here. It's like this beautiful little place. They're waiting for the economy to pick up a little bit, but there's also some signs of life. There's some improvements recently, we were told. And we're...
Because there are all clubs here, like Show Club here.
The Show Club.
The Whisper Pub over there.
Whisper Pub, yeah, that sounds shady. And what's the Show Club? Is that...
I have no
That's
idea.
the... Okay.
Maybe
We don't know what that is.
Probably the place comes live in the evening
Yes.
or at night.
The nightclub.
Yes,
So anyways, but it's so beautiful. I'm like falling in love. The ocean is just to our left, 100 meters, so... Okay.
Are you live?
Bye. Yeah. So the gondola is in Junia. It's a really fun ride. We got this little, you can see it, it's like this little fun thing. You go up to the mountainside. I'll throw a picture for you, and it's fun. If you take I would take Uber. If you take the bus to Junia, I'll be careful. And there's an exchange station in a city called Dora or something. It has a long O sound in the middle, and but this place is a little sketchy. The people are really, it's a transit hub, so you have a lot of people waiting to pick up taxi rides. They're very aggressive. I just don't, it's not like anything bad happens, it's just you get hassled a lot and you have to know what you're doing. There's a lot of, the buses, they have these numbers on them, like 15 or 10 or whatever, but not all the 15s go to the same. There's like kind of multiple options to find out if, you know, like I said, you would probably want to know a bit of Arabic or go with a friend or a local if you're going to try to do the bus things. I would just say use the Uber. It's super easy. Breakdown on the currency. So the smallest bill is the small green one. It's the 1,000. Then you have the 5,000 is the red. There's a yellow that's the 10,000, and kind of like a, I don't know, maroon or something that's 20. The nice thing is like on these, you can always flip them, and it'll give it to you in English numbers. So that's a nice way to remember. Makes it easy for you. Let's look at some of these prices. So this is just a little cafe here on Hummer Streets. Kind of an expensive place, and this is the standard prices, about 2,500. Can go up to 5,500 for a soft drink. Mineral water can go up to 3,000. So 3,000, that's $2 US. You just see all these prices. Espresso. Yeah, so worked. Okay, you guys, so this is how it works. You're gonna basically come into one of these stores, phone stores. They're all over the place, and just ask for the Alpha card. So what you'll do, you'll buy a SIM card, and they'll give that to you for 5 thou. Right, so like, which is like, you know, I don't know, $3.50 US or something. So you get that, they'll put your SIM card in your phone, and then you'll buy one of these things. You can see the prices right on here, $22.73. Is equal to 39,000 Lebanese lira. And it's like $26 equivalent. This price here is like without tax, okay, so whatever. 39,000 lira, right? $26 US. So give them that. What that'll get you, it'll get you 35 days of active use, which most of you aren't going to be here for longer than that anyway. You'll get 5 gigs of data, so you can go around, you can use the apps, you know, for maps, you can use Uber, you know, you can do, if you want to do WhatsApp calling or whatever. And then the last thing, it'll leave you a little bit of money, like $2 for local calls, which you can just use like a normal calling over their Alpha service. If you want to bump that up, then you can just walk in, or in the original transaction, you know, you can say, hey, give me a little bit extra call time. Here's like $5. Here's, you know, 8,000, $5. Yeah, so you can just give them like $5. It's in certain increments, but just give them $5, and they'll bump up your call time in case you want to call like hotels or whatever while you're running around town. So that's how it works. It's pretty easy, right? 30 bucks you're talking about, you can get cell phone service for your entire trip. Done. Alpha. Always. Sponsor me. So one of the really interesting parts about Lebanon at this time is that you have a ton of people that have come over from Syria after the Syrian crisis. It said something that there was like 5 million people, Lebanese people, living in the country before the crisis. And then afterwards, officially like 2 million, but some people say like 3 million more people came. So in that sense, you gotta think about what that would do. Imagine that you had 5 people living in your house and you had relatives stay. Say 3 people came to stay with you and they didn't leave for 7 years. How much would that change your life, right? That would really change things a lot. One of the other things that's really interesting too is like you have a pretty big disparity between rich and poor. You know, you have a lot of people that are really grinding it out. I had a taxi driver tell me this funny thing the other day. He said, look, if you're Lebanese and you live to be 100 years old, he's like, you work 99 years and every day up to that last day that you die, you can take the day off on that last one. I was like, I thought it was funny, you know. people work a lot here. They have to make it go. But you also have like, I mean, in this area, flats that cost like 500,000 US to $1 million. And a lot of those are owned by foreign investors. There's a lot of money in the Gulf, and I mean, people, they have cash, you know, they definitely have cash. I want to show you this. This is interesting. Across the street, you can see there's a duolingual kind of, I can't read it backwards, but national bakeries in English and in Arabic. There's also a lot of French speakers here, so if you're into French and that's kind of your thing, you might feel really right at home. The French maybe were here, not colonized, but like they had control of this region, I think up until, ooh, don't quote me, the 70s? Oh man, that's so awful. I'm gonna say the 70s, 1970s. But anyway, so you have this big disparity. You also have this really interesting like disparity in dress. So in this area, I mean, all universities, they have a real liberalizing effect on people's thoughts because of the exploration of ideas, the challenging of concepts and traditions. But I mean, one thing that really is true is like you have a very different styles of dress. So I mean, a lot of people, they dress very Western in business. Most of the guys, you know, it's jeans. It's not really shorts culture for the most part, the older men especially. But for women, I mean, you could have very conservatively dressed women, all the way to like, you know, women going around in like, you know, yoga pants or whatever on their way to the gym. There's a nightlife, there's a night scene, there's a lot of bars in this area, and you know, it's not like that in every area, but in certain places, I mean, it's just very European in that sense. I decided just to stop in a little cafe here, kind of take some of the shakiness out of the camera and talk to you about some finer points that I thought would be important for anyone thinking about visiting Beirut. So one thing I'll say is about safety. I'll start with that. Probably the most dangerous thing really that I ever have done is just cross the street. You just got to be like watching yourself. There's a lot of like, it's not fast traffic. People don't drive fast. There's a lot of one-way streets. There's not a lot of stoplights. So drivers are good, but I mean, this is just probably the most dangerous thing that happens. I never really had anyone. I had one guy who was really curious what I was doing in Lebanon, you know, because I'm a little bit old to be a student, and he just wanted to know what was up. Maybe he worked with the intelligence agency, maybe he didn't, I don't know, but I just told him straight up, and I had a good reason to be here. If you come here as a tourist, it's open society, so just like be honest with him. I think that's probably like the best bet. So also street food, I mean, a lot of places I've gone, I don't eat street food because I've gotten really sick before, and that's just awful. Here, I've never gotten sick. And that's like in a year and a half, so that's a good sign. Street food's really cheap. I mean, it's a lot of bread and cheese, honestly, and so it's fine. You can get something called manouche, and lahem. Lahem is the word for meat. If you want to get it with cheese, the word would be jibni. So they have like things like this. You usually get it with pickles. You can say kilshi if you want it with everything. Just say kilshi, and they'll just put whatever comes on. A lot of places, especially in the summer, especially in tourist seasons, you're going to have a lot of beggars. My policy or my advice would be stay away from the young kids because they get all excited. They want to like grab onto you, even if you give them like some money, a small amount of money. They're going to keep bothering you and asking you for more if you don't have the language skills. I mean, it's just kind of going to be. So I would prefer if you know you want to give the older people. There's a lot of old women that sit down there, and it's like a lot less hassle. It's a lot less problem. You won't get people following you around and all that stuff. You know, 1,000 or 2,000. You're talking somewhere between 75 cents and $1.50 on that. So $1.33. So yeah, just a couple thousand is enough. You don't have to give them a lot of money. Tipping in the cafes and restaurants, people don't really tip. It's like 1,000, 2,000. Maybe 5%, you know, if you want to be more generous than that, of course, it's your money. Taxis, so you can go anywhere in the city. It's a private service, you know, it's not like you're going to have anybody else coming into the taxi with you for 10,000 lira. Buses are 1,000 or 1,500 lira, so like $1 or less. It's one way, it's good, you can ride it until you get off. If that's for the real adventurous travelers, if you want to try to master that, I always stayed away from those. The other thing you can do, you can get like a discounted taxi service. You actually just say service. This is, you want a fare for 2,000 lira. and you tell them where you want to go. If it's within like a short distance, they'll either say yes or no. If they give you this, it means no. This thing here, the head nod up with the eyebrows up, that means no. It means they don't want to do it. So you can also double the price up to 4,000, and that would be a servicing. This is a service for 2,000, a servicing for 4,000, and they might go for that. If not, you can, you know, depending on how much Arabic you know, you can negotiate a price. 10,000, you always get the taxi almost always. If not, you can just go to the next person. Okay, hey you guys, so today I had to run up to Mar Ilias. It's just a city in the central part. It's totally cool here. People are amazing to me in their linguistic skills. Many people know 3 languages. There's this lady in my building, she knows 5, I think. So it's really like hospitable. Oh, and I just read the Ministry of Tourism last year had 700,000 Europeans visit Lebanon, and this year they're expecting 800,000. So I'm just thinking, I mean, how can 800,000 Europeans be wrong?